You know, I don't think, I shouldn't do it, and he shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying, like right now. But if he knows how, if he spaced everything out the right way, which it looks like he is, he does things the way he's supposed to, yeah, he'd be all right. He'd be fine.
Manny Pacquiao has set the combat sports world ablaze, unveiling a shredded new physique that's left fans and fighters alike stunned. But that wasn't all. His surprise reunion with Shane Mosley turned into the ultimate nostalgia trip, igniting a wave of excitement and controversy across social media. Building on that buzz, the two legends were seen turning back the clock as they trained together, showcasing their enduring class. The pair were spotted sharpening their skills, working on footwork drills, and refining technique in a session that had fans buzzing. The unexpected training link-up highlighted not just mutual respect, but Pacquiao's continued dedication as he prepares for his next challenge in the ring.
Man, well, Manny's a great person. I like meeting him the other day, or meeting up with him and reuniting, seeing how much he's grown as a person and as a human being. You know, it's not just him as a fighter, it's him as a human being, giving back to, his people, giving back to not just to everybody, really. He's very, much into church and to, praying and make sure everybody's okay. I love it. I think that he's a great human being. Yeah.
Adding to the intrigue, Shane Mosley, after working alongside Pacquiao in training, came away deeply impressed by the Filipino legend's condition. Observing Pacquiao up close, Mosley noted just how sharp and explosive the former champion remains, praising his blazing hand speed, quick footwork, and legs that look to be in peak form.
I see his sharpness. I see that he's very sharp. His legs are still good. He's grabbed a long time and he's still bouncing.
Hand speed,
foot speed.
Okay.
The foot speed is really important, and that's what he's doing really good.
I gotta get you on camera.
I like that you have all your.
this running is just like today. But usually we go around with the mountain, like in a group.
I say you go around. You're fight for the world title.
I mean that's our routine.
That's your team?
Yeah. Sometimes we go to the Hollywood time, just watch.
Moreover, Shane Mosley expressed full confidence in the Filipino icon's readiness for battle. Highlighting Pacquiao's unwavering confidence and mental toughness, Mosley's backing only adds to the anticipation as the fight draws near. Mosley believes Pacquiao is poised to deliver a strong performance and sees him as the likely victor in his upcoming bout.
I think that he's going to do, like me feeling the way I feel right now, I think that he's going to do really, really good. And I think that it's a really strong possibility that he wins the world title. I mean, he gets up every morning, he does his run, he works very hard. I'm listening to what he's doing and his mentality. I talked to him the other day. I was like, ooh, he sounds exactly like me. My mentality, he has my mentality. Like we have the same, we're like walking the same type of thing. He's 46, I'm 53, but it's like we're almost the same. Mm-hmm. And, like I'm in pretty good shape too. So yeah. I'm ready to go.
Although he was hesitant to speak on the fight due to not knowing Mario Barrios, Mosley believes Pacquiao is poised to deliver a strong performance and sees him as the likely victor in his upcoming bout.
Yeah.
Just like his, so I think that he's gonna do. I think that he can do really, really good. I don't really know Barrios like that, so I can't really speak about it. That's why I'm like hesitant. But see what I see with Manny, man, I think that it's a very strong possibility he wins the world title. You have to think about the recovery time now. Before, when he was younger, 23, whatever, it's like, I go all day. I mean, I was sparring 18 rounds. I was sparring 6 rounds with Janero Hernandez in the morning, and I come back and spar 12 rounds with Zach Padilla.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then it hit the bag, and I was so I was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think I shouldn't do it. He should do it. You know what I'm saying, like right now. But if he knows how, if he spaced everything out the right way, which it looks like he is, he does things the way he's supposed to. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
As preparations intensify, Manny Pacquiao's training camp took on a special significance as his son, Jimwell Pacquiao, joined him in preparation for their respective bouts on July 19th. While Manny readies himself for his high-profile clash with Mario Barrios, Jimwell gears up to make his professional debut on the undercard. The father-son duo has been putting in the work side by side under legendary trainer Freddie Roach. Fueling the hype even further, Pacquiao's chiseled, fight-ready physique has set the boxing world abuzz. The legendary 8-division champion looked sharper and more powerful than ever, sparking fresh speculation about his next move inside the squared circle. Echoing that sentiment, Joe Rogan couldn't help but remark on Pacquiao's unusual physicality, pointing out his massive calves, comparing them to thighs in size and strength. That observation was complemented by George Cambazas, who credited Pacquiao's powerful lower body to years of training in rugged terrain that built his explosiveness from the ground up.
He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah.
When you look
massive.
at that, they're giant. They're like a thigh.
And I know the reason why, because in General Santos, the mountains that he runs and that steep hill, that's why they're so big. Because he's always constantly running the mountains, and I was doing the mountain runs with him.
Yeah.
My calves started getting bigger and bigger. But I understand, yeah, why his calves are huge. But he's always bouncing, he's always moving around.
Yes.
Like he'll bounce for like 20-something rounds. You know, he'll do his pads and he's jumping up and down.
In addition, WBC welterweight champion Mario El Azteca Barrios is gearing up for the biggest moment of his career as he prepares to defend his title against the legendary Manny Pacquiao. The high-stakes showdown represents a defining chapter for Barrios, who views the opportunity to share the ring with a boxing icon as a major milestone. With history on the line, Barrios enters the bout determined to make his mark on the sport.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. You know, I didn't even think I was gonna be here one day, getting matched up with him, let alone defending my title against him. It's huge. It's gonna be a huge mark in my career and my journey. And I mean, I'm thankful though. I'm not too sure, what we're missing, but it's just my job to go in there, just be myself, just continue to show what I bring inside those ropes. I think a lot of people underestimate my boxing ability sometimes, and it's overlooked. But these are the type of fights where I'm able to bring that out in, and that's exactly what I'm looking to do. Everybody knows what to expect whenever Pacquiao gets in there. And yeah, it's just my job, to go in there, neutralize anything he tries to do, and then just dominate and make sure I walk out there, still holding that title.
Fully aware of the challenge that awaits, Barrios acknowledges Pacquiao's unmatched experience and storied accomplishments. Yet despite the gap in pedigree, he remains focused and determined, ready to put everything on the line in what could be the defining fight of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem admitting, Pacquiao for sure has me on the experience. He has me by 16 years of experience in life.
Right.
Yeah, but I think, you know, everything I've been able to accomplish in my career, I mean, I'm more than ready, you know, to go in there and defend my title against, you know, a legend. So,
Yeah.
like every fight, there's always gonna be like chirping, there's always gonna be like some talking, or like people are gonna be doubting you. People are gonna say, oh, you're done, or you're finished, or you're not hungry anymore. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I got a legend in front of me. He's trying to take, you know, what I got. I've been saying, I don't know if it was an insult or a compliment, you know, that he wanted to come out of retirement and, you know, to fight me, you know, for the belt. But, you know, regardless, you know, it's just my job to go in there and make sure.
However, Pacquiao himself revealed that his decision to face Barrios was driven by the desire to deliver an action-packed, fan-friendly fight. Recognizing Barrios' style as one that promises fireworks, Pacquiao saw the matchup as the perfect opportunity to thrill the crowd while vying for the WBC welterweight crown.
I believe with fighting with Barrios, we can give a good fight and we can entertain the fans. I mean, that's pretty sure because Barrios is a good fighter also. He's a champion. You know me, I always bring surprises to the fans. Like what I did before, I have to train hard and make sure that 100% condition on the fight.
The buzz surrounding Pacquiao's return has also drawn comments from peers, including Tim Tszyu, who called it remarkable to see the legend pushing himself at this stage. After sharing a 2-week camp with Pacquiao, Tszyu came away impressed by his sharpness and youthful energy, though he warned that youth would be on Barrios' side in what promises to be a punishing encounter.
46 years old, you know, that's crazy that he's doing it.
And he looks super younger.
He's always like that. That's Manny Pacquiao for you, you know. I did 2 weeks in camp with him once, and he's one hell of a fighter. But look, you can't beat youth, I believe. You can't beat youth. Yeah. And Barrios, he's a beast. He's an animal. So it's going to be a tough fight in the office for Pacquiao, but we'll see what he brings.
In contrast, George Kambosos was quick to remind fans of Pacquiao's unparalleled legacy. While the boxing world may long for future records to be broken, Kambosos emphasized that Pacquiao is a once-in-a-lifetime fighter whose achievements remain untouchable.
Visions, 13 or 14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
And as much as you want to see records broken, and you know, I want to break records, that man is a one of one.
He's a one of one.
Yeah.
I mean, when he knocked down Thurman in that fight, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position, and all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez. You know, he really is an unbelievable person, unbelievable athlete, and a legend of the sport. I think as time progresses, people are really gonna, you know, appreciate his greatness. I learned the 1%ers, the extra bit to do the extra rounds. You know, usually before the sparring with Manny Pacquiao, you know, you do your 8 rounds or your 10 rounds of pads and your sparring, but that's it. You do your ab work and you finish. With him, he does his pad work, he does his sparring, but then he's on the bag, he's on the shadow boxing, he's there doing the pad work. So the extra rounds just builds that conditioning and that stamina. And that's what I just found, that push more rounds. You know, if the body can keep going, push more and more. That's what I learned from him.
Echoing these perspectives, Chris Algieri's analysis has only heightened the intrigue surrounding Manny Pacquiao's potential clash with Mario Barrios. Pacquiao's storied success against taller fighters who rely heavily on their front foot and lack a versatile jab seems to make Barrios an ideal match. With Barrios' style appearing tailor-made for Pacquiao's explosive offense, the matchup is already generating serious buzz among boxing insiders.
There's a certain style that Manny has really made his bones on. He's actually better against taller opponents, for one. Think about Margarito was a guy that Margarito. He's better with guys who are tall. He's better at guys who fight heavy on their front foot. So guys who are tall, guys who fight heavy on their front foot, and guys who don't have a varied jab. I just named Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
He is a perfect.
Well, that's why I think he sucked.
Description of the kind of guy that Team Pacquiao has feasted on throughout the years. Now, I don't know how much is left of Manny. I don't know if he can pull the trigger the same way. Listen, that Ampo fight, the kickboxer they had the exhibition with, he was also.
Did you see it?
I did see it.
taking his admiration a step further for Manny, recognizing the Filipino icon as a true warrior of the sport. Algieri described Pacquiao as a force unlike any other, likening him to a mini Genghis Khan for his relentless fighting spirit and ferocity inside the ring. The admiration reflects the respect Pacquiao continues to command, even as questions swirl about his future.
I'll let a Thurman at that. Manny Pacquiao is something different. He's a warrior. I was like, I'm fighting a mini Genghis Khan. That's what I was thinking when I was fighting, because there's not guys like him. He's gonna fight. He's a warrior. I don't think he has that mentality, like you said, champ. But that is also what makes him so dangerous. It makes it dangerous. So dangerous. It's so dangerous, right? Not him.
Yet not everyone shares that optimism. Robert Garcia has cast doubt over Manny Pacquiao's chances, warning that looking sharp in camp doesn't always translate to success under the bright lights. Despite Pacquiao's impressive condition, Garcia believes the realities of age and the demands of fight night could expose the legend to danger. While acknowledging that Mario Barrios isn't the division's elite, Garcia sees him as more than capable of punishing Pacquiao and potentially turning the bout into a painful setback for the Filipino icon.
When the bell rings in the fight, it's a different story. You know, it's a totally different story. You know, sometimes fighters look sensational in the gym, but then when the bell rings in the fight, they can't pull the trigger. It's just the way it is. I honestly, you know, I go back to the same thing. You know, at this point, I don't see Manny performing well. I see an embarrassment. I see, you know, Barrios is not the best at the division, but you know, I think it could be a fight where Barrios ends up actually hurting Manny.
However, Pacquiao's trainer, Buboy Fernandez, addressed the concerns surrounding Manny's age as he heads into another high-stakes bout. Dismissing the focus on numbers, Buboy urged critics to judge not the age, but the punch. Confident in Pacquiao's preparation and power, Buboy made it clear that any lingering doubts would be settled in the ring.
This coming fight on July 19, this is a real fight. Yeah, this is a big fight.
So they're gonna see a different Manny.
Yeah. I promise, as a head coach, of course, all the team Pacquiao can work together with that. All the people, they have a comment that, you know, Manny is 14 years old, but I show you.
You know, Manny, people love him. He's the people's champ. He's 46. They're concerned that he's gonna fight again at 46. What are your thoughts on that?
No, don't judge the number. We judge the punch. Manny Pacquiao still strong.
Amid growing speculation about future matchups with stars like Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, Manny Pacquiao has kept his focus firmly on the task at hand. Brushing aside the chatter, Pacquiao made it clear that he's taking things one step at a time, with all his attention locked on his upcoming battle against Mario Barrios. For the boxing legend, it's all about the present challenge, not the names being floated for what comes next.
If you feel good, we'll see. I always, I cannot say after this, like, I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, you can see right now, my focus is to fight Barrios. Like, I'm not thinking about anything in the fight, but focus on Barrios. It's one at a time. It just happened that Barrios is a champion of welterweight, WBC, so it happened that way. That when to challenge Barrios is not that easy also. So I have to make sure that I'm 100% condition on July 19, and I have to do a lot of things in training before to get there. So I cannot underestimate my opponent. He's a champion, he's taller than me, so I have a lot of things to do, to work out and improve and perfect to make it 100%.
From unveiling his ripped new physique to that epic reunion with Shane Mosley that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, Manny Pacquiao has reignited the fire of fight fans everywhere. With his shredded form, explosive training sessions, and unwavering focus on Mario Barrios, Pacquiao's comeback story is shaping up to be nothing short of legendary. As the anticipation reaches a fever pitch, all eyes are on whether this icon can once again defy time and deliver a performance for the ages. If you've been blown away by Pacquiao's transformation and his reunion with Mosley, show your support. Smash that like button, subscribe for all the latest fight updates, and drop your take in the comments. Will Pacquiao's new form and old school fire be enough to topple Barrios?